Similar Krishna's body. So, he was morose, being separated from and his elder brother was suggesting whether you are morose for this reason or that reason or this reason. Actually, he was unhappy on account of being separated from Krishna. Similarly, not only Arjuna, all of us, we are also, as Krishna, Arjuna is also a living entity. We are also living entities. So, we are also unhappy because we are separated from Krishna. These modern philosophers or scientists, they will suggest that they may go on thinking otherwise, that they can improve the world situation in their own way, but that is not possible. We are unhappy on account of being separated from Krishna. They do not know it. Just like a child. A child is crying, nobody can say why he is crying. But actually, a child is generally in crying condition, being separated from the mother. So not only it is the question of Arjuna or Krishna, every one of us, in the Upanishad it is said that Paramatma, Krishna, and the living entity, they are sitting on the same tree. Samane Vrikshe. One living entity is eating the fruit of the tree, and the other living entity is simply witnessing, Anuvanta. So Krishna is situated in everyone's heart. Ishara sarvabhutanam viddeshe Arjuna tishti. Because without his sanction, the living entity cannot do anything. Sarvasya chaham vidisannivishta. Krishna says that I am seated in everyone's heart. So the living entity wants to do something out of his own whims. Krishna says, or Krishna gives good consultation, that this will not make you happy, don't do this. But he is persistent, he will do it. Then Krishna sanctions Paramatma. All right, you do it, if you are rich. This is God. Every one of us very intimately connected with Krishna. And Krishna is sitting in everyone's heart. Krishna is so kind that he is simply waiting when this rascal will turn his face towards him. He simply is so kind. But we living entity, we are so rascal. We shall turn our face to everything except Krishna. We want to be happy with so many ideas. Everyone is making his own idea. But these rascals do not know what is the actual process for getting happy. That is Krishna. That is Nate vidu shartha datengi Vishnu durasaya ji bhuyasno. You can see in your country. They are trying so many things, so many skyscraper buildings, so many motor cars, so many big cities, but there is no happiness. Because they do not know. what is missing. That missing point we are giving. Here is, take Krishna in India. This is our Krishna. Krishna and the living entity, they are very intimate together. Like father and son, or friend and friend, or master and servant. Like that. We are very much intimately connected. But because we have forgot our intimate relationship with Krishna and trying to become happy in this material world, therefore we have undergone so much tribulation. Krishna Bhuliya Jiva Bhogavacha. We living entity, we are trying to become happy within this material world. Why you are in the material world? Why not in the spiritual world? In the spiritual world, nobody can become enjoyer, bhokta. That is only Shruti. Bhokta of the There is no mistake. There are also living entities, but they know perfectly well that real enjoyer, proprietor is Krishna. That is spiritual. Similarly, even in this material world, if we understand perfectly well that we are not enjoyer, Krishna is enjoyer, then it is spiritual. This Krishna consciousness movement is trying to convince everyone that we are not enjoyer is Krishna. Just like this whole body. The enjoyer is the stomach, and the hands and legs and eyes and ears and brains and everything. They should be engaged to find out the enjoyable things and put it in action. Similarly, we are part and parcel of God and Krishna. We are not enjoyers. Every religion is accepted. Just like in Christian religion also, it is same. Oh God, give us our daily bread. We cannot manufacture. It must come from God. That is Vedic verse. Nitya Nityana Chaitana Chaitanana Eko jo bahuna vidudana. God and Krishna. He gives everything necessary as you like. But if you accept your enjoyable things as you like, then you become enjoyable. But if you accept things to be enjoyed by you, then on the plane of as Krishna offers you, then you if you make, that's like a diseased patient, if he wants to enjoy life in his own whimsical way, he continues. But if he accepts the modes of life according to the direction of the physician, then he becomes free. So there are two methods, pravritti and nivitti. Pravritti means, I have got inclination to eat this or to enjoy this, why not? I have got my freedom. But you have no freedom, sir. You are simply, that is Maya. You have no freedom. We get experience. Suppose there is very nice palatable food. If I think, let me eat as much possible, the next day I will have to starve. Immediately recently or indirectly. You cannot violate the laws of Krishna, laws of Krishna. That is not possible. You are not at all independent. Because these rascals, they will not understand. They are always thinking that if that is the cause of all matter. Nobody is independent. How you can be independent? Nobody is independent, neither you can be independent, neither nobody is independent. Who is independent? who can say, I am independent. No, nobody can say. So this is our mistake, and by misusing our independence, we are suffering in this material world in so many ways. That has to be reformed, that has to be checked, and that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who has reached Viven Sarup point in God. We living entities, we are eternally servant of Krishna. That is our purpose. But if we deny this position, so why shall I become servant of Krishna? I am independent. Then suffering immediately. Krishna Buliyaji Bhagavancha Kare, as soon as he desires to enjoy independently, immediately, that means immediately is captured by one. Krishna Buliyaji Bhagavancha Kare, Pasate Mahatare Chapotiya. It is very easy to understand. Just like if you don't care for the government laws, if you want to be independent, that means immediately you are in the classes of Krishna. We have got to create. It is already there. So our position is always dependent on God. We should understand. This is Krishna Bhagavan. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has a song. Manasa deho geho jo kuch more. Hottinu dua pade nanda kush. This mistake is going on. That I am independent king and my soldiers are my society, community, family, or so many. But dehapatta kalatrādīshu ātmasainneshu asassu api tasya nidhanam pramatya paṣyannapi. Just like a man fights, as a Hitler declared war, or so many wars are declared, this man is declared. Everyone is thinking I am independent. And we are thinking that we have got so many soldiers, so many atomic bombs, and so many aeroplanes which have come out victorious. Similarly, each and every one of us, we are thinking I am independent, and my wife, my children, my society, they are my soldiers. If I am in danger, they will help me. This is called Maya. Pramatta tasya nidhanam paṣyannapi na paṣyati. Because we have become mad after this so-called independence of God. We are thinking these things will help us, will protect us. That is God. Tasya nidhanam, everyone will be destroyed. Nobody will be able to give us protection. If real protection is wanted, we will have to take protection of Krishna. That is the instruction of Bhagavatam. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. You rascal, you are thinking that so many things will give protection that will not be possible. You will be finished and your so-called protector and friends and soldiers, they will be finished. Don't depend on them. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam. Just surrender and I will give you protection. This is real. Everyone is
falsely thinking independent.
But he is depending on false platform. That is the mistake of people. They are thinking of protection from a tilt-turning platform, material.
So we have to take shelter of Krishna. Krishna is very friendly to all of us. Therefore he comes down from Vaikuntha to inform this. That is Bhagavad Gita. And that is elaborately explained in the Shrimad Bhagavatam. This is the only thing. So the crisis, people are faced with so many crises, problems, that I told in the airport. The reporter asked me, what is the solution of this crisis coming? And solution is Krishna consciousness, it is already there. But he rascal will not read it. Solution is already there. The Arabian thinking, Arabian state, that this oil is Krishna's property. And the others purchasers, they also think Krishna's property. Then they must agree also, America also must agree that the land of America is also Krishna's property. If you think that the Arabian oil is Krishna's property, God's property, we shall take it by force, then why the Arabians should not be allowed to come from the desert and live in America? But the foolish, they will not come. They are about United Nations. But United Nations means simply committing mistake. That is their business. Why don't you unite it? Yes, this Arabian oil is Krishna's property. Similarly, the Australian land or the African land or this American land, so vast tract of land. But no, you cannot come here. You have to go. Immediately you have to go to the parliament. So this nonsense, these rascals, all these politicians, they are spoiling the situation, but they are so big rascals, they will not accept this solution. Take Krishna consciousness and everything will be solved. That's a bad. Mula, and they are so rascal, duskituna, and full of sinful activities. Namāmi duskituna mula, prapadanti nara, and lowest of the mankind. So always remember that our preaching work is dealing with this kind of men. Duskituna means full of sinful activities, mula, rascals, Narabhava, lowest of the mankind, and Maya, Avritajnana, and they are thinking that very much advanced in education, but full number one, Maya has taken their real knowledge. Maya, Avritajnana. Asuri Bhavamata, why all these things? Because they are godless. Only fault is godless. Asuri Bhavamata. Because they have taken the position, there is no God. These big scientists, they are trying to prove there is no God. This creation is due from matter, from chemical. The water has come from chemical combustion, hydrogen, oxygen. These are all foolish theories, and they are getting Nobel Prize. They are getting Nobel Prize. This is the position. Therefore, from this verse we should know, Evam Krishna Sakha Krishna Bhakta Ratna Abhijulpata. Nana, these rascals, our elder brother, advanced, they are suggesting this is the cause of, this is the cause of, this is the cause of, this is the cause of. When the only cause is Krishna, forgetfulness of Krishna, that they do not know. The only cause. Krishna Bhuliyaji, Bhagavan Shakhare, Pachate Mayatari Japuri. This is the cause. So try to preach this kind, but not that everyone will accept, but even a few percent, 1% of the whole population accept. Just like in the sky there is one moon and there are millions of stars. Very useless. Don't be very millions of stars. But one more, dispel the whole darkness of the night. Only at least those who are taken to Krishna consciousness, you become, each of you become.
an enlightened.
And these so-called glowworms, they will hardly able to see it. That's a fact. Don't remain a glowworm, just become a sun and moon. Then people will be happy, he will be happy. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Now it is Arati.
12 minutes.
Oh, 12 minutes. I thought it was Arati time. All right, go on, Kirtan. Bhogarati, Kirtan. Hare